Good morning and welcome to the Business Breakfast Chat. Wednesdays are interview days. So today we're going to be very lucky and among other things talking about Facebook ads with Eileen. So I'd like to start with welcoming everybody else to the call as well. If you're watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube or listening to the podcast, we'd love to get your comments and your questions also. So to start with you, Eileen, I'd like to ask you our first question. We have been chatting for a while on these calls. I've talked to you a couple times, and I'd like to know what brought you to the different interests that you have, because your businesses are a bit varied. So perhaps you could introduce yourself, what you do, and I'd like to know how you got to those different interests.
Yeah, so my name is Eileen. My background, I came from the Philippines, the same as Amy. My background is in IT. I have a computer science degree and I have a master's in technology. And so when I first moved here in Canada 11 years ago, I was doing IT work, but then I've always been interested in, having my own business and having more flexibility in terms of time freedom and also of how much I can earn and not cap it to an annual salary. um, and so 5 years ago, I remember when I was on mat leave with my first kid, I started initially I was doing a t-shirt business, so I was trying to sell shirts. And so I discovered Facebook ads. Facebook ads before then was just a lot simpler and a lot cheaper. But so I started dabbling with it. I wasn't very successful with it. And so I was like, no, this is useless. I just wasted my money on this. And fast forward probably a year ago or 2 years ago, by that time, Facebook is really big. And also I hear a lot of people saying, it's good. It's giving them a lot of leads. And so I said, it's like, why not pick this up again? Because I've already studied it before. It was more of just having the right guidance. And so I did, and I started with the right guidance and with the right help. I started getting traction on it, and I did my own ads. And after 2 days, even after a day, leads started coming in. And so I was like, oh, this really works. and with not a lot of money. And I said, oh, okay, this is good. And that's how I got started with doing ads and helping people with their copywriting and their sales funnel. And I mainly focus on coaches. That's my niche that I decided to focus on.
Awesome. Such a great summary of that. I like how you said not tap to an annual salary. Like by working on our own, we can, reach so much more expansion. That you tried different things, that you tried Facebook ads that did work. And then now, you've developed a way for it to work. So that means that you can help us because we don't really know necessarily about Facebook ads to begin with. So I have another question for you. Do you think that someone who has a business but does not yet have a huge audience or a huge marketing budget can actually change their income and revenue through Facebook ads, I'd say alone?
Through Facebook ads alone? Yes, yes. I would step back a little bit with that question. The beauty of Facebook ads, and this is what I educate in every call that I have with people who want to work with me, is you're not just paying for ads, you're buying for data. And that is the biggest thing why Facebook got into the Congress and Senate, and there's a big issue because they have too much data. They were able to, it's conspiracy, but they were able to put the precedent up there. So that's how powerful Facebook is. And if you are doing ads, the beauty of Facebook is it's not guesswork. You have metrics. You test, you tweak. Sometimes you get leads after an hour, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not saying that, whenever I work with someone, I always set the right expectation that, it doesn't guarantee that it would lead to a sale immediately. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the beauty is there's metrics. You can test, if we look at the data, okay, I think this is because of the copy, or this is because of your sales page, or maybe it's just a stinky offer, as we call it, that, it's never been tested before, and you're just trying it out, and you just realize people don't like it, and people are not willing to pay for it. But if you are new, just to go back to your question, if you're new but you know that your business has been tested before and it worked for many other people, then it works for Facebook. To answer your question about will it work if they're just doing Facebook, focusing on doing Facebook ads primarily and not doing anything else, I would say it would work. It would work. And what I do when I work with people is I help them grow by using paid ads, but also using organically. Meaning, I teach them tips and tricks and strategies so that they can also grow organically if they decide to stop paying for ads for a certain number of time. And with Facebook, there's so many things that you can tap into. That's just the beauty of Facebook. And this is based on the fact more than 90% of businesses is very, very possible in doing ads, Facebook ads.
Awesome. So I guess a better question was, can we do it from scratch? And yes, with you, what we can do is we learn about Facebook ads, but we also learn what other things we could be doing around that would, strengthen the strategy of working with our ads. So I have one more question for you, and then I'll pass it over to Amy for the topic of the day as well. So what is your favorite part of working with people as coaches on Facebook ads? What part do you prefer?
To be honest, I'm surprised as well. I like talking to people. I like doing the sales calls. And, 1 minute I'm talking to someone in Australia. Yesterday I was talking to someone from Alberta. And it's just, I didn't realize I like doing that part of the job. But I also like the fact that how easy it is to get the leads if you do the ads correctly, and how easy it is to scale correctly. Because I think for all of us, and for all of us, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the main reasons why we decided to do Facebook is because we want more time, but with more money, meaning like we get paid higher than the usual 9-to-5 job of having a cap of $40 per hour, $80 per hour, $100 per hour. And that's one thing that I think if you just do it organically, it is possible. If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, you do it organically. But as they always say, start with the end in mind. How are you going to scale that? Is it possible that you start getting a lot of clients, but then you're so focused on doing the little stuff that are actually not moving the needle, meaning like not putting the money in to your business.
Awesome. So all about the vision too. Amy, would you like to continue with some questions?
Yes. I couldn't wait to ask my questions. So Eileen, I know how important Facebook is. I've been hearing from marketing gurus, especially, let's say, specifically Gary Vee. He specifically is saying, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, and Instagram social ads are underrated. They're not overrated, they are underrated. And that's just his belief. And I believed him because he's been in that space for so long, and he've grown his father's wine business huge, in a bigger income that he could not possibly believe without social. So that said, I also know that as women entrepreneurs, we sometimes don't think that in that direction, because we want to, you kind of, there's fear. That, for one thing, there's fear, and also uncertainty. So I hope that you can help breaking that uncertainty and that fear. Because here's from my perspective, I know that I've grown my business without ads, but time is changing as well. With my first online business, I Shop at Home, I grew it organically without any ads. And I made money with it. Now, time has changed, and it's the space got busier and busier and busier, and you probably seen it in your on your feed. So my question to you is it really, from your perspective, is Facebook ad the holy grail of marketing?
I wouldn't say the holy grail, but I would say doing Facebook ads is still the king. A lot of people would say, LinkedIn is better and all that. And I actually created, I didn't know how the call would go, but I created slides. And right now, if you look at it based on statistics, hold on, let me see my screen.
You can share if you have
Sure.
handy. If you have the share button.
Sure. Oh, you've disabled it. I think you can make me a host.
I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Here. So let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. So just a quick comparison. Facebook has 2.6 active, and I mean active users, that's not even registered users, compared to LinkedIn, who currently have 675 million monthly users, and out of those monthly users, only 4% are active. 40% are active, and if you there's a 60.6% of internet users prefer to use Facebook. So that means right now, Facebook is still king in terms of social media compared to Instagram and LinkedIn. And if you ask me, I mean, based on Emmy's question, is it still the end all be all? It's not. It depends on your offer. It depends on your target market. If your target market is teens, obviously Instagram is the preferred way to go. But then that's also using Facebook ads, because if you want to do ads in Instagram, you're still using Facebook to do the ads. But if other than that, for most people, Facebook is still the king. What I like about Facebook ad is because you can, again, we go back to metrics. You can test, you can tweak, it's not that you're putting everything out there and hope for the best. There are metrics. We actually provide reports as to how everything is doing, how everything is spending. With LinkedIn, it still works. I'm not saying it doesn't, but again, we go back to, is it sustainable? Because it's a lot of work. And if you have a VA, that's very, very possible because you can just ask the VA to do the primary work of messaging people and doing the research. But then if you don't and you're doing everything, again, it's taking away, it's taking you away from doing from
Running
growing.
your business.
Yeah.
All right. So my other question is, for us, a lot of us in this space are not up to, we're not making over 100,000 or 200,000 income. Do you feel that we should be leveraging Facebook ads, or do we wait, or it doesn't matter?
That's very hard to answer because everyone is in different situation. The first thing I would ask is, are you even willing to spend for Facebook ad? How much are you willing to spend for Facebook ad? One question I would ask you is, do you believe that it works? If you think that it works, then yes, let's get started, because I know it works, and it's just a matter of how much are you willing to spend with the ad. You look at Marie Forleo, you look at Tony Robbins, the big names,
Players, yeah.
they're doing Facebook ads, but then again, obviously they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars with the ads, but they know that it works. It's not even a question of should they do ads. It's more of how much are you willing to spend on the ads and how much are you willing to scale.
So my question really is I guess, is if you're just starting out in your business, should you be doing ads? Do you recommend ads for beginners, or is there such a beginner?
I would recommend doing ads, yes. I've actually put together some tips on if you don't want to do ads and you just want to grow organically, you can do that as well. But again, at the end of the day, is it scalable, right? You have to think about, if you want to start earning 10K, 11K, 20K, 50K, you don't want to be doing this mundane task of DMing people and messaging people and providing content every single day that's consuming your time. So one of the things that I've created is how you get started. Well, one, think of what is your goal. If you're just starting, obviously what you want is brand awareness. You want to make sure that you exist. And that's one of the biggest hurdles as a new entrepreneur. You want people to know that, hey, I have this offer that's really, really good. Look at it, and then hopefully they will buy it from you. Again, and number two, look at your offer. Is it a tested offer? Is other people doing it, like an actual competitor doing it successfully, and are they doing ads? There's actually a trick in Facebook where you can go to their Facebook page and see, is this business page doing ads, and what type of ads are they doing? That's one way for you to check if your offer is marketable. Third one is, who are you targeting? Are you targeting cold market, warm market, or hot market? If you're starting, obviously you don't have a lot of warm and hot market, so you want to start with a cold market. So I would say we'll start with just getting leads. So your ads would be very different as to compared to someone that already has a bigger audience like Marie Forleo or Tony Robbins or Gary Vee. The next one, I would say, one thing, if you want to start doing ads, is you should have a business page in Facebook. That's just one thing that you should have. Two, what type, you should have at least a sales funnel. And this would be, a lead magnet, and whatever your offer is, a one-on-one or a program that eventually would lead to a sale. And number three, I would ask is how much are you willing to spend? Because at the end of the day, I would give all these suggestions, but if you're not comfortable with it, you have to work around that. Number four, a lead magnet. That's part of your sales funnel. And this is one tested and proven effective way to grow your following is a free lead magnet. It can be just helpful PDF of, you know, 10 things to do to be healthy or something like that, or to grow my business. How can I get leads from social media organically? One way you can do is if you have a business page, Facebook business page, make use of that Facebook cover, like similar to this. So it's just this. Here is my profile photo, but the end it looks like a clickable photo that you can click, and once you click that, you can lead them to your web page or whatever you're trying to market currently. It can be.
I didn't know that cover is now clickable. Is it now clickable? It wasn't before.
It's clickable. It's clickable.
Wow.
And it's just, once you click it, it opens up and there's a description on the side that you can put your URL, your web page. And because here's one thing, if you're very active with Facebook groups and you comment, you post there, people are curious and people click on your profile. And once they click on that profile, if that's just a wasted page, you might want to make use of that, right? If you're trying to grow organically right now, people are curious, they will click on their profile, and if you don't make use of that page, that's something that you miss. Another thing that I would recommend is, once you have that Facebook business page in place, post regularly. That's one thing that you get started. Why do I say that? If you post regularly and you decide to do ads in the future, your ad spend, the cost of running ads will be less, because Facebook based on Facebook's algorithm, it would think that, oh, this business page has a lot of engagement. It has a lot of traction. At the end of the day, Facebook's main goal is for you to spend on Facebook as much as possible. Spend time on Facebook scrolling. And if they see that your business page has a lot of engagement, a lot of traction, a lot of comments, they would say, okay, this Facebook page is really good because people are spending a lot of time on this page. We can lower your ad costs based on that. Next tip is, again, if you want to grow organically, you can reply to comments, post on Facebook groups, and from there you can strike up conversations and DM people from there. Last one, again, it depends on your comfort level. You can make use of chat bots, and this is something that you can install on your Facebook page, because again, people are curious. They will click on your profile, they will click on your Facebook page, and if there's just a chat bot that opens up and say, hey, how can I help you? From there, you've already moved them from cold to warm, and that's something that you have forever. It's basically the new email list, if you call it. You don't waste that opportunity to have a private conversation with that person once they've been on your page and they are interested. And so some of the things that I've mentioned, Canva, I'm not sure if everyone's familiar. Canva is just something that we use a lot in terms of creating that Facebook ad cover, Instagram posts, basically everything. You can also create logos from there. Another thing that I recommend is using audiencer.io. And this is specifically for maybe you just want to research on your target market. Maybe you just want to research on your niche, and this tool lets you research on what type of target audience to target in Facebook's. Pexels.com, that's just a free tool that you can use if you want to post pictures for your content. It's free. You can download different pictures from there. It's similar to Unsplash, but I think Unsplash is paid and Pexels is free. Last thing is, I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but Facebook has this creator studio, and you can go there. Basically, what you do is you create all your content there, your post, and if you have an Instagram ad, you can cross post it as well, and you can basically do it once a month, post everything there of your content and schedule them, so that you're not doing it every day or every once a week, or however how often you post. That's one new thing that Facebook came out with. Bottom line is, why would you, going back to Amy's question, why would you do ads? Because ads, one, it's not even a question of do they work. They work. It's just a matter of putting the right offer and setting the right groundwork, so that once they click the ad, everything is in place. Like, they have a booking page, you have a questionnaire, they have a sales page that they can purchase your program or your offer and everything like that. And that way you're not doing everything yourself. Meaning, the beauty with doing Facebook ads is, one, maybe you just want to grow your email list. And so you can do ads, just growing your email list, and you turn off the ads and you have that email list forever. And then you turn on the ads again if you have a new program in place, and you can tap on that email list as part of your warm market or your hot market, and you can retarget from there.
So here's, I know we're running out of time, but I want to ask this questions, because it's important for our audience to understand that wherever you are in your business, you can do ads. Yes. Basically, that's what I'm getting from you. Yes. And it doesn't have to be huge investments. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars. You can start small and take it from and grow it. Basically, every business needs to advertise. Every business needs to market, because this is the thing that I run into when I teach sales. Is like, people say, well, I don't want to do sales, but in reality, what they don't like is marketing, because sales is easy when you market. Sales, let me repeat that. Sales is easy when you market, when you advertise, and when you promote. Sales is easy, because all you have to do is say, hey, when do you want to get started? Give me your money. I mean, there's a sales formula to do that, and that's what I teach. But sales is easy when you advertise. So secondly, you're saying that you need to know what you're doing. As anything else, you need to know what you're doing. Yeah. So either you learn how to do it yourself, which is harder, or you get somebody like yourself to guide you in doing that.
Right. I mean, now, if you're just starting out and you have a lot of time, if you want to learn, you can. But I've talked to several business owners in the past weeks, and they've said they've just wasted thousands of dollars doing ads because they're
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
All right. So I don't know how much time we have, but
well, I'd like to just ask Eileen one important question before we finish the call, and all the other questions we can have on the group. I'd love to see a lot of questions for Eileen. I know she had asked what the topics were that were interesting for everyone, so I'd like to make sure we go and ask questions there, because other people would benefit from it as well. And I'd like to know, Eileen, so for our last question is, how do we contact you? What's the first step if people are interested in working with you?
You can DM me. I'm in the group, so you can just message me. If you have any questions, we can actually even book a call. It's free. And if you have an existing Facebook ads running, I can take a look at it for free and give you all the suggestions that of how we can tweak it so that you start getting leads. Yeah, just reach out.
Awesome. So two things: go and ask questions on the group, and contact Eileen for your free call with her. I'm sure you can learn a lot with her directly. So have an awesome day, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you on the next call, and take care. Thank you a lot, Eileen, and everybody for being on the call.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Eileen. Have a great day, everyone.